Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for the delay in the start of the stream. I've been a little bit busy, so could not make it for 8 o'clock this evening. But we are live. I have to be very, very quick with all the introductions. So far in this session, it seems Jack Daniels has set the fastest time in qualifying, but has retired. I'll have to go back and watch some other drivers' streams just to see what happened there. Senna, his championship rival, in second, and Coleman, who is third from Centra Finley. I'm having to rush on my preparation, which I usually do it all in like the last half hour before the race, not literally while qualifying's underway. Shawnee P, surprising. That is right. Who is the Cash App Red Bulls? Right, it's Simon. Simon's missing his nose in like the entirety of the front nose. But we will move back through the field. We'll take a look at Senna, who's about to finish a lap. It's only marginally quicker, but it's not enough to take pole position. Lord Coleman coming across the line, stays as he was. Finley also across the line. Slight improvement in time, but no position gained. Let's take a look at Smudgate, who's coming through the Aqua Minerale section. And next in the Grassini chicane, on the run down to Ravazza now. So yellow flag sector 2 is a Haas going slowly. I think that might be Senna. Just getting out of the way of people on their flying laps. Smudgate up to 6th place. Shawnee P is going to be 5th, which is a really good achievement for them. I'll take a look at Sloth as they come to finish their final lap. I think we're following Michael. Oh no, he's going to get out of the lap. Michael will come across the line in 16th. Now let me just go and do what I was going to do a second ago whilst... So, if you haven't gathered from, the stream title and from being here, pretty much is going to be a race-only stream. I know we caught the last few minutes of qualifying, but you're not really going to see much except for the race. And those final flying times. Jack Daniels on pole by 0.6 of a second, ahead of Senna, Lord Coleman, the rest of the top 3. Finley, Shawnee, Smudgate, Mr. Pickles, Sloth, Swanson and Syme, the rest of the top 10. Now, while the sessions change over, I'm just going to change my controller batteries. And we are back. Now, is my... So just while we wait for the drivers, I have to very quickly do the championship rundowns. Jack Styles received a 30-second penalty for his kind of failed attempt at the donuts. And for, well, what he thought was going to be winning the championship, obviously lost the win at the line, and has now been demoted even further. The gap at the top of the championship between Jack Downs and Senna, 67 points. Senna's going to need a big amount of misfortune to Jack Daniels tonight. But looking at that pace gap, I don't think anything's going to flap Jack Daniels tonight. Meanwhile, also at the top of the championship, Finley in third place. A little bit further behind, he's about 30. I'd say that's 39 points behind Senna. Mr. Pickle a little bit behind him, 25 points behind. Swanson in fifth, 1 point behind Mr. Pickle. Can I do teams real quick? Alpine are on top by 52 points. McLaren moving 3 places up to second. Ferrari not far behind, 8 points behind. Haas also not far behind with +5 gap to Ferrari. Still quite close. In the drivers' standings, I'm going to have to still be very quick. Finley does have an opportunity to win tonight. 38 points is the difference going into tonight's race. From Smudgett, 6 points separating Smudgett and Mr. Pickle in third. That's for the pro class. In Extreme, 56 points separating Jack Downs and Senna, so that one can be won tonight. Sloth has a 15-point gap over Lord Coleman in the Pro-Am class. A little bit further back, 46 behind Lord Coleman is Sainsy. And finally, in the amateurs, 2 points separate Easy Life and Michael, JFF. Easy Life taking the championship lead last time out in Monaco. And not too far behind, 50 Gent, 18 points, or 20 points separating him and Easy Life. So still a bit to play for as we go into the final 3 rounds of this championship here tonight. After tonight, we do have Miami on the 17th of March on next Tuesday. And then the following Tuesday we have the final round, Great Britain, this time Silverstone in its normal direction. Now let me get the tyre graphic up. Mediums all around the grid. Here we... So we're probably going to see some... I'm quite surprised to not see anyone try something different. We usually get one or two drivers doing kind of an alternate strategy. So we thought last week was the crowning moment in the championship, but it's second chance for Jack Daniels tonight. Will he get redemption? Or does Senna still have life in his championship fight? Let's see, Easy Lies got a very aggressive starting angle. I'm surprised it's allowed, but here we go, the lights are coming on. They're held much longer than they were in Australia in real life on Sunday, but they are away. And Jack Daniels, perfect launch. A little bit over the curb as they come through the start-finish straight. Senna has a bit of a look to the inside, but it doesn't get through. Shawnee P up to 4th place off the start. There's looks like a bit of contact between Finley and Mr. Pickle. They kind of sort themselves out as they go into Villeneuve chicane for the first time. As it toes up the hill through Piratella, double. Oh, Shawnee has a moment at the top of the Piratella. He's hit the wall. I think he's just about survived it. It must have been a very scary moment for Finley to come around the top of the crest and find a car perpendicular to the road. Now let's just move back through the field. Did Shawnee sustain much damage from that? Yes, there's basically a whole front wing gone. Really unfortunate. There's a very, very good qualifying for the Williams driver, but unfortunately the first lap mistake is kind of... Oh, and now a 10-second speeding penalty to make matters worse. Meanwhile at the front, Jack Daniels, he's trying to clear off. It's about an 8/10 gap at the moment. Senna, it's going to be a tough ask to stop Jack Daniels winning the overall, but he can probably get a bit of a say in how the what's it called? In the split, the extreme split or extreme class, I don't know. Let me just double check. What terminology are we calling them? Classes or splits? This shows how much. I don't think it says. Ah well. And now Senna setting the fastest lap of the race. He's going to have DRS down the start-finish straight here. He looks up the inside. Oh, as they make contact! Jack Daniels goes around and into the gravel at Tamburello. I think that's going to get looked at in the steward's room. Shawnee gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. But Jack Daniels, he's basically been put to the back of the field. And there's another yellow flag at Villeneuve now. doesn't seem to have sustained any damage. But the amount of time lost by Jack Daniels just there, going to make his race extra interesting from now on. It's not the first time this season we've seen Senna and Jack Daniels get a little bit close for comfort. But now we're probably going to see the absolute class of Jack Daniels as he looks up the inside of Sainty into Revelta 1. Does not get through. He's going to use the DRS on the start-finish straight probably. Michael goes into the wall in the background and it brings out the VSC, I believe. Yes, it has. Honestly, I don't understand why this game does not tell you at the top of the screen whether it's a VSC or not. It is probably one of the worst things this game's kind of spectating options does. And the race is restarted. DRS has been re-enabled, and look at the run Jack Downs has had as the green flag came back out. And now it's Senna's teammate he has to try and pass next. 50 Gent just ahead in the other Hask. He's going to look kind of up the inside the little kink before Revelta. He's through on 50 Gent. Up to 11th now. There's a bit of a slide on the exit of the final corner, but he seems... So his next victim now will be... Well, next target, should I say, will be DRS Sign. In the Visa Cash App Racing Bulls. So now, I'll just move back up to the front of the field real quick. See how Senna is getting on. He's got a 2-second lead over Mr. Pickle at the moment. But I definitely think that the incident at turn 1 or turn 2, I guess we can consider it. It probably will get looked at by the stewards. Got a few early boxes. Smugget and Al Newt into the pits. Very, very early. Onto the hards. And while we've been looking away, Jack Daniels is up past Simon into 8th place. Let's look at the two Ferraris. They're racing at home here today. I always prefer to call Imola Ferrari's home race because Maranello is, if I remember right, Maranello is considered closer to Imola than it is to Monza. Obviously for the years when there's been no Imola around, I guess the Tifosi have decided to move themselves up north and a bit nearer to Milan. Finley not too far behind them. Surely be getting another 3-second time penalty. for what looked such a promising race for them. You know, it was a top 5 qualifying. They were up to 4th just off the start, and it's just not gone their way. But it's definitely looking promising for the driver who joined us in the middle of this season. And as the popular 90s song goes, things can only get better. I don't know why I'm making 90s references when I was born in the 2000s, but oh well. Let's move a bit further back, because I think we're going to see another move potentially for Jack Daniels. So we could be stuck in a DRS train. Looks like we've got Frosty, Sloth and Swanson just ahead. Swanson looking for the move on Sloth through the little kink just after the start finish line. Sloth looking like he's just going to keep ahead as they go through Tamburello. Jack Daniels, he's looking up the inside of Swanson. Oh, he's very, very close. You thought he was going to get 2-1 there. I think Finley's been off the circuit at Villeneuve, just ahead of us. Unfortunately, in all that, Jack Daniels has kind of lost all the places he just gained in that little exciting moment. I think just getting a little crossed up in the middle of Villeneuve just cost him that time and probably the drive he would liked. Now Smuggy getting the 3-second time penalty. Looks like he's got it through Piratella at the top of the hill. So yellow flag sector 3. Has Jack Daniels gone round again? I think he has. This time in the middle of Ravazza. Well, in the race where he was potentially on track to become champion, it seems that it's just not going his way. And I'm hoping someone's not put a curse on him, because obviously what happened last week in Monaco, you know, the donuts on the start finish line. He obviously they probably did one too many and gave up more time than he should have. Obviously the penalties, the added penalties didn't help. But yeah, it's just not been. Now this could get interesting, because you can see Senna's just come into the pits. Jack Daniels is going to pass him as Senna is exiting. Now obviously we need to remember that Jack Daniels will eventually make a pit stop. But this is getting interesting here. There's about 3 seconds separating them at the moment, and about 10 laps of tyre life. But Senna's already he's already been to at least a second of the gap up. Prost coming into the pits as well this time. Are we going to see the Alpine in this time? He's staying out. So it could be round 2 between Jack Daniels and Senna. Hopefully it ends much better than the last time they crossed paths on track. I do apologise for yawning there. Now, here we go. Should that be a track limits warning? So here we go. Senna on the diffuser of the Alpine. Now is Jack Daniels going to stay out and fight it? Yes, he will. This will get interesting. Senna with the DRS, he's gone. He's passed. I gotta wonder, does staying out these extra laps benefit Jack Daniels? He's probably not going to have the overall performance of a brand new set of tyres. But where does it put him in the long run? We're going to have 20 laps to go in this race at the end of this one. There's a yellow flag sector 1. I think Jack Daniels has had another moment. I think we're going to see him in the pits soon, surely. Them medium tyres look absolutely shot when we were on board then. I think Michael's had another moment at... he was letting someone through there. Michael recovering from a moment at Villeneuve. We're going to keep moving forward real quick. I seem to have picked up wing damage on that last mistake as well, because there's a missing piece of left hand side wing, and he's into the pits. I can see Finley's getting close to Smug Gate now. And he's through on the start finish straight with the DRS. Has also moves a bit further behind. Frosty looks like he's through on Sloth. Low Coleman just behind. He's going to have a little go himself into the Villeneuve complex. No, nothing will come of it. And meanwhile, Jax Daniels. Now, looking at... Before lap 1, I thought he was going to run away with this race. Obviously, racing's unscripted. You can't predict a thing here. But I did not expect him to be in 16th. And basically 20 seconds behind the rest of the field. Just not been his day, and it just delays his coronation another week. Although, let me just do some quick maths here. As it stands, the gap will drop to 42 points, which keeps the championship alive, albeit for 1 week. However, it's gonna still be a major challenge for Senna to try and come back and potentially take back-to-back titles. Speak Bob. And here comes Jax now as he sets the new fastest lap of the race. And here comes Coleman. He's going to have a move on the run into Akama and O'Reilly. He's through on Frosty Racing, as we are not far off the halfway point in this race. In fact, we will be over halfway line as Senna crosses the line right now. Well, ignore anything I said about it was about 17 seconds really. Ignore anything I said about an almost 20-second gap to the rest of the field. Jax Daniels has brought it under 13 seconds within about a lap of being clear of Michael. Frosty trying another move. He's gone around the outside through turn 1 and ahead of Low Coleman as they reach into Tamburello. So now let's keep moving through the field. 2 V-cabs, here they are. I'm gonna follow Syme for a little bit. We'll go on to his onboard, why not? No pressure, Syme, here we it's a yellow flag. Might be easy life this time. You see Simon's following his teammate pretty well here. There's a bit of tyre difference. 11 laps on the hards for Alan Newt, 8 laps on the medium for Syme. He's going to get DRS, but he's going to have Swanson just behind. Will pick up a dose of DRS himself. And after a bit of an unfortunate start, I can see Shawnee's back up to 11th, just behind this group here. So, you can see Swanson looking for it all the ways through. I see Pickles back into the pits now, getting off the medium tyres. I think my eyes are playing tricks on me because for a moment right there, the little sponsor on the where that little white little line is on the engine cover for the Aston Martin. It's kind of like just where the roll hoop is. For a moment, my brain thought that was an OnlyFans sticker. But no, it's for Core Weave, wherever the hell that is. However, you see Swanson is through on the run up the hill into Piratella. Move down to Mr. Pickle, who's just come in for their second stop, I believe it was. Oh, I did not mean to pause it. I was looking for the X button. Yes, second stop. Now you gotta imagine the stops. These next round of stops are the current for some people. These will be their final stints, you could assume. Now it'll be interesting to see what happens if the incident between Senna and Jack Daniels goes to the stewards. What would be the scenario? Because at the moment there's a 16-second gap between Senna and Finley in second. So you gotta assume if, and hypothetically when I say this, if Senna is penalised for the incident, what kind of penalty would be given out? Again, it's all hypotheticals. I'm not, saying it's definitely going to happen, but it's just something to think about. As got a few more drivers in. Obviously, Senna's we were just talking about. Finley. Oh no. Right. Okay. My head is fried. Then I thought I could see Finley's name had the pit thing next to it. We were racing the Mercedes, but the Mercedes was Sainsy. It's been a long day. First I miss seeing sponsorships, now I'm not even sure which driver I'm watching. That is probably a sign for me to get to bed as soon as I'm finishing with this race. Anyway, that's enough about that. We'll actually move to Finley now, as Jack Daniels is just ahead of him. Look at all the gravel's been driven onto the circuit at the top of Piratella. And Finley getting it, using the newness of his tyres. Brand new condition. Well, until right now, never been raced. Now look at this, there's a bit of a tasty battle coming on here. Jack Daniels, Finley and Smudgate. Finley can have a little look. Not going to get through on Jack Daniels into Tamburello. Oh my god, my brain's on slow mode. as we are not far off having 10 laps to go. Finley still behind the championship leader, but I think it might be a matter of... Ooh, I was very close. Yeah, I was going to say it's probably a matter of if, not when. It's like, it's a matter of when, not if. See someone's coming to the pits. Sainsy and Al Newt. Now where's Jack Daniels? Oh my god, my brain. Jack Daniels up to 5th place now. I don't know why I said that. We're literally watching him. Oh, my head. Finley looking to use his newer hards as soon as he can, really. Obviously he's got the McLaren with Smug Git just behind him. You know how good Smug Git can be. And the lap's now flying by. I think we're down to 9 laps to go. Oh. The Smug Gate seems to be taking to the run off of turn 1. I saw someone go off, I was like, what's going on there? Yeah, I think Smug Gate outbraked himself or has had a bit of a moment going into Tamburello there. Which leaves Finley and Jack Daniels to fight it out on their own for 5th place. There's a bit of a battle coming along a bit further into the field between Sainsy, 50 Gents and Shorty P. They're just going through the Villeneuve section right now. Jack Daniels locking them tyres all the way into the Grassini chicane. Ideally, you want to avoid it if possible. Finley just still can't get through. They got one. I think Jack Daniels is just going to try and get this set of hard tyres all the way to the end of this race. I'm going to have to move away from him because we could potentially see a lead change in a minute. Senna with newer hard tyres, hunting down Lord Coleman. He's not quite got the DRS this time, but if he's not already through by then, he should have DRS the next time we see him on start-finish straight. But I'll tell you who does have DRS, Mr. Pickle. He's going to go side by side with the Aston Martin of Swanson, and he's ahead as they get on the brakes for Tamburello. Johnny P getting another 3-second time penalty. Let's just get a bit of a penalty rundown because I think I've missed a couple. Mr. Pickle with a 3 second, Smuggy with a 3 second, Newt Sainsy and Easy Life also on 3 seconds. Shawnee almost, he's on 15. Getting quite close to the upper limit. I think the upper limit in the game is 21 consecutive, which would be 7 consecutive track limit penalties. Obviously they do make exceptions in the game, obviously if you get speed and whatever. But anyway, we'll move to the front. Here comes Senna. He's going to use, oh, kept on penalties. It goes around the outside, almost in the it was almost in the alternate chicane on the start finish straight. He's ahead and he's absolutely clear as they come through the first set of corners. He kicks out, but just ahead of us, I think that'll be Michael, who will be coming to up to lap very, very shortly. Let's come back to Jack Daniels and Finley real quick. Finley's still, I don't even know how many laps. I think it's basically been at least 6 laps, because I think we've seen this since Finley came out of the pit lane. It's a yellow flag at the top chicane. I think that might just be Michael getting out the way. It's another yellow flag. It's one of the Mercedes. I think Finley's had a moment on chasing down Jack Daniels. I think he just missed it. He's dropped down to 9th because of it. He's recovered it well from looks of things, whatever's happened. Well, what for a race that wasn't looking very well for Jack Daniels, he's managed to recover it fairly decently, up to 5th place at the moment. The threat of Finley has been removed for now. As Syme now also gets a 3-second time penalty. This race kind of, well, I would say settling down, but we still have the 2 V cars fighting away for the final points position. Yellow flag. I think a McLaren's had an issue. Smug Gear, he's had a bit of an off at the exit of Aqua Minerale. He's back underway, however. Oh, he's missed the chicane. Has he missed the wing? I'd like to find out if I can. Oh, the front wing is completely gone. I've noticed there as well, Finley in his moment has lost the left hand side end plate. Smugget also getting a 3-second time penalty to make matters worse. And Jack Daniels has closed in the gap on DRS Swanson, so, or V Swanson Bomb as his game tag is now. So maybe Jack Daniels can still make some gains here this evening. Let me just do something quick. Talk amongst yourselves while I'm trying to look for this. I have it saved somewhere there. In fact, I think And here goes Jack Daniels. He's going to take 4th position. And by my maths, I think he's just, well, for the second time, potentially, for the second time in this season at least, he's put himself in a position to take the driver's title. So we may not need the steward's inquiry to come in his, fuck, it's gonna sound wrong. We may not need the steward's direct, come on now. That wasn't a reaction to Finley's penalty, by the way, that was me trying to get my brain to restart. What I was trying to say is, doesn't matter what the steward's inquiry result is, being in 4th place now, I think does seal the championship. Well, would, as long as it stays like this when they come across the line next time. It's not even next time, sorry. 2 laps from now. He might even take a 3rd place, you know. Oh, maybe not actually looking at the tyre difference. Unless there's a big pace difference between Jack Daniels and... Actually, no, the penalty. I forgot. So if Jack Daniels puts himself within, well, under 3 seconds behind Mr. Pickle, it's going to be a podium, potentially. And I think it would almost secure the title, really. Only one way to find out. And hopefully Mr. Jackson... Oh, did he get a 3-second time penalty from zone? Ah. Oh. So let's get them penalty warnings up just there. So we have to keep an eye on it. I mean, he's still probably done just enough. Swanson 3.2 seconds behind as Senna's already started the final lap. Look how far Senna is ahead of Lord Coleman. It's going to be, as it stands, a double Ferrari podium. Well, all Ferrari powered cars at least. But it'll be a double Ferrari team podium if it stays as it is. But Senna, as he comes into Rivata for the final time, will be returned to the top step. And he rights the wrongs of last week from Monaco. Senna crosses the line. He will take the win here at Imola. Now just a bit of a wait for Lord Coleman, who will be the first of the Ferraris home on the podium. Mr. Pickle not too far behind as well. And that secures the double Ferrari podium. But Jack Daniels will come across the line, and I believe that will be the overall Drivers' Championship. A very, very close between Swanson and Frosty across the line. And here comes Finley. It was looking very, very good until a late mistake there about a couple laps ago. He comes home 8th. Here comes the two Visa Cash App Racing Bulls. And both will come home in the points. Now we just wait for Sainsy, 50 Gen, Shawnee. There they come. Easy Life and Smug Gate will be our final finishers, at least on circuit, as they go side by side across the line. And there is your podium. We've got Senna, Lord Coleman and Mr. Pickle. Congratulations to those three. And someone's already gone straight back to the lobby, so we're going to have to be very, very quick if the results come on in time. I don't think we're going to get to see the results here, unfortunately. Bit of a shame, but yeah, we're not going to get to see the results. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but oh well. Well, once again, apologies for the late start this evening. I'm glad you like that too, Sean. I've just seen what you've said to me in Discord. Yeah, I'm gonna leave you all here for tonight. Oh. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully I will give you all a full-length stream next week when we come to you live from the Miami International Autodrome, March 17th, as usual, 8 o'clock UK time. Yeah, I'll see you all again next week. Thank you all and good night.